He said, you can't shut down government, you can't shut down, and now he's the one that shut it down.
Clearly, Schumer and AOC are on the other, he's obviously in the Senate and she's in the House, but they're clearly on other sides of this thing. And it's really taken its toll on Schumer, who's getting hit every which way. Here's Trump on Schumer.
Chuck Schumer proclaimed this morning that every day gets better for them. No, every day it's actually getting worse for them. And they're having a rebellion in the Democrat Party because they want to stop. And if you saw all of Schumer's, I watched last night like 10 different times over the years, he said, you can't shut down government, you can't shut down. And now he's the one that shut it down. So this is a confession that he's acting not to serve the people, but to serve the partisan interests of his party. And I don't think he's serving them well.
Yeah, I mean, Shermichael, does this just again get to that Schumer really has lost control? I don't think in his heart of hearts he's one of like the craziest radicals, although he often bends over backwards for them. But I think he's just now kind of old and lost and nobody's listening, and AOC would gladly take him out if she had the chance.
Yeah, I think she wants to take him out, and I wouldn't be surprised if she decides to run against him for that Senate seat. And looking at Mom Donnie's race, depending on what the margins are, she could potentially beat Schumer. She'll have some problems in the more rural parts of the state, but that doesn't mean she can't get enough votes to potentially be elected to the Senate. I agree with what Spencer was saying, though, overall. I agree with you, Dave. I think that Schumer probably wants to agree on this, right? I think he wants to figure out how they can negotiate. President Trump, Majority Leader Thune, Speaker Mike Johnson have all signaled that they're willing to negotiate on subsidies as it pertains to the American people.
But he got burned for this last time, to your point. Yeah.
He did, Spencer. The problem here, though, however, is the emergency Medicaid spending that goes to covering illegal immigrants. And for the audience, that's a combination of state and federal funds that are combined to reimburse hospitals for providing care to people illegally. Now, what I have argued is how about we redirect those emergency funds to Americans, particularly poor Americans, which I think many Republicans would agree with that. That's where the disagreement is. I think that Chuck Schumer would want to have that debate. But as Spencer said, you can't have that debate because when you've moved the goalpost so far to how horrible Trump is, how horrid the Republicans are, you can't work with those horrible people, right? No way you would agree to have a conversation with Adolf Hitler, the worst person known to man. So they can't.